I found my husband's ex-wife's wedding gift hidden in our bedroom closet 3 days before our first anniversary. It was a USB drive labeled for when you miss me. What I found on it destroyed our marriage but saved my life. Now he's engaged to wife number 3, and I am wondering if I should send her the same gift. Are you still friends with any of your exes? That was my first date question to Mark. My own disaster stories had taught me to investigate this territory early. God no, he laughed, swirling his whiskey. My ex-wife was, he paused dramatically, let's just say unstable. The divorce was necessary for my mental health. By our third date, I'd heard how Vanessa had been controlling, paranoid, and emotionally abusive, how she'd accused him of things he'd never done, how he'd tried to help her but eventually had to save himself. We married 11 months later in a sunlit garden ceremony. Mark's friends whispered how I'd reshoot him, how much healthier and happier he seemed now. I felt like I'd won some competition I hadn't known I'd entered. I was organizing our closet before an anniversary trip when I found the small box pushed behind his winter sweaters. I was just a USB drive with Vanessa's neat handwriting. For when you miss me? My heart raced. Why had he kept this? Why was it hidden? I told myself not to look. Then I remembered how Mark always checked my phone when I was in the shower, how he'd accidentally opened my emails last month. The double standard made my decision for me. The drive contained a single video file. I expected something intimate, something that would make me sick with jealousy. What I found was worse. Vanessa sat at a desk, looking directly into the camera. She wasn't the wile-eyed monster Mark had described. She looked tired, composed, and completely sane. Mark, if you are watching this, you must be missing our dynamic. Maybe your new relationship isn't providing what you need. I made this as a reminder of what actually happened between us because I know how you revise history. What followed was 40 minutes of meticulously organized evidence. Screenshots of texts where he'd told her she was imagining things, followed by proof she wasn't. I do recordings of arguments where his voice transformed from accusatory to innocent the moment she started recording photos of bruises with dates, hospital records, a folder of emails from other women he'd manipulated. The last 5 minutes were messages from his previous girlfriends minus women who reached out to Vanessa after their own escapes, each telling variations of the same story. I threw up in the bathroom, then watched it again and again, each time seeing more clearly how Mark had already started using the same techniques on me. The forgetfulness about conversations we'd had, the way problems were always due to my sensitivity, the isolation from friends who didn't respect our relationship. When Mark came home, I wasn't crying. I'd packed a bag and booked a hotel. I placed the USB drive on the kitchen counter. Vanessa sent me her wedding gift, I said. His face performed a perfect series of transitions. Confusion, shock, anger, and then most chillingly minus a practiced concern. Babe, whatever she sent you is manipulation. You know she's not well. That's exactly what you said about her in the video, I interrupted. Word for word. I left that night. The divorce took 6 months. Mark told everyone I'd had a mental breakdown. Yesterday, I saw on social media that he's engaged again. She looks young, trusting, and completely in love minus exactly as I once was. The question keeping me awake isn't whether I should warn her. It's whether she would believe me any more than I would have believed Vanessa, and whether the cycle only breaks when each of us discovers the truth for ourselves, right when we think we found our happy ending.